Well, I guess this is as good a time as any to get rid of probably one of my favorite stages in this game. Armadillo. Stage has a little bit of everything, honestly. Awesome music. I mean, obviously, I mentioned this before. This is definitely one of my favorite tracks in the game. Right here, you see how these three bats are just kind of hanging around here? Actually, if you just go back and forth, this is a great way to get things like health pickups and occasionally lives. But there's an even better way to get lives in a second, I'll show you. And it's right in this stage, too. But first, let me get that, respawn that platform back there. Yeah. So this is pretty awesome already. And then you can eject yourself from the platform, get a ton of speed. But if we go back here, you'll notice, you see all these bats, they have this very, like, jagged teeth, like, creepy design to them. Well, there's one bat back here. Well, we'll get to him. That looks exactly like the classic Mega Man bat, the bubble bat. And he only drops either one of two things, either nothing or a life, and it seems to be like 50-50-ish. So this is a great way to grind lives, and this is important. This is definitely some place where you'll want to grind lives, and we'll see why in a bit. I mean, well, after I complete the 8 stages. There's something particularly important in this stage that would be cool to have, but can't exactly get it yet. I'm sure most of you already know what that is, if you're familiar with the game. This right here, this mech, I don't know what you call it, it's a driller. It can be taken out with enough shots. In fact, I'm going to try to do it. Hell yeah. You just gotta get consistent enough at mashing. Alright, so, that's not the only reason why I want to go down here, other than, you know, completing the stage. If we go right back where the driller was, we can get that sub-tank there. And now we're just awkwardly going back. If the driller didn't drill everything, you can break these blocks up here with your head. If you have the head parts, obviously. Get some good sub-tank refills. Though again, the bats are much better for that too. They're just more consistent in like bigger health drops. As you can see right here. Damn. Ooh, damn. Even the Met contributed a little bit. So, it might be possible that my sub-tanks were empty at the start of the level. In fact, that's probably the case. Because I just used the password to get back here. I didn't, like, save state. I think I'm going to have to do that once we get to the Sigma stages. But in the meantime, let's have some fun. Something that's awesome about this stage is near the end, there's so much action happening that sometimes the music just gets drowned out by all the sound effects, and it loses a few of the tracks. It just sounds like epic, like the system can't even keep up with the awesomeness. So right here, what I could do, we're going down to the later part of the level here, is hang to the right and just go ahead of the next driller. But what I'm actually going to do instead, just to show this off, is if I stay to the, or sorry, to say the right, to the left here. If I go to the left, and I use the fire wave, it does so much damage so quickly. So I don't even need to mash. I don't know if you could actually mash, realistically, to kill the driller before it like, broke the platforms here. Because this heart tank, like these walls, he'll drill the walls a little higher so you can't even get this wall jump up here. I don't know if it is possible to get that wall jump after he breaks it. Time for the final section of the level. And this one, you just gotta keep shooting. Got all the birds, all the Pickaxe Joe guys, bats, and there's the end. There's a bit of a health pickup here and a very suspicious looking ledge. Doesn't do anything. We'll come back to that though. It's definitely going to be important later. Nice waterfall background there. I really admire the visual details in this game. Just some nice things. Especially this mine-looking area. But now we got the big bad himself, Armored Armadillo. One thing you'll notice about his fight, it's probably one of the most intricate fights in the game. At least the Maverick fights. See, it seems like most of the time he'll block your shots directly, and while he's rolling like that, he's actually invulnerable to attack, unless you do something to him. And I'm gonna bring that up once we get into the refights. You'll see here that if you try to shoot a charge shot at him, sometimes he'll block it and then release back some energy. But it doesn't seem like he always does it. I think it just has to do with like the timing where you hit him. Probably one of the easiest times you can hit him is right after he breaks out of the rolling state. There's also a small window you could do right there after he shoots his charged up energy.
Sorry for using a different mic, but I just wanted to stay consistent with the other videos and mention that his motivation for joining Sigma's cause is that he respects authority and he doesn't want to disobey an order. So there you go.
Other than that, though, this fight is pretty much just sort of over and over again. I know I did say that this is the most intricate. I'd say that in terms of his defenses for the most part, but in all honesty, like the pattern itself isn't exactly too complex. The shots that he fires out there, they can be jumped over like you saw, but they can also be dashed under. So just to show you that the dash, it's not exactly the same like smaller hitboxes as the slide from classic Mega Man, but it does shorten your hitbox a little bit, and we're gonna see that in the later games. Seems like you could just constantly shoot him, and eventually you'll just hit him. But with that, I guess that's enough of Armored Armadillo. Can't take much more of this. Now, something I do find kind of annoying is once he comes out of his ball, he sort of goes a little forward. But it's only like a little bit, but it's also just enough that it can sort of trip you up. But nothing too difficult. And just like that, another one bites the dust. And for beating him, we get the rolling shield. Definitely not really something that he did. I mean, he did himself roll, but he didn't fire a projectile that rolls. I don't know. It just doesn't necessarily look like what he was doing. But anyway, that seems to be the end of that. And in the next episode, really, I have one of three options, so even if I don't do weakness order, it barely matters at this point. So in the next episode, Launch Octopus. We're doing Launch Octopus. So I'll see you guys then.